Good day everyone, I'm Carlo Platero. I'm here to inform you about the Friends of the Earth Environmental. The main purpose of Friends of the Earth Environmental is to protect the natural world and promote sustainable solutions that benefit society as a whole. There are many goals of Friends of the Earth International, includes the environmental protection. Friends of the Earth International aims to protect the environment and promote sustainable development. They work towards preserving biodiversity, reducing pollution, and mitigating climate change, and also social justice. The organization advocates for social justice and equality by addressing the disproportionate impact of environmental degradation on marginalized communities. They strive for a fair and equitable distribution of environmental resources and benefits. And the third one is the human rights. Friends of the Earth International promotes and defends human rights, particularly in relation to environmental issues. They work to ensure the communities have the right to a healthy environment, are not negatively affected by harmful practices. And the fourth one is corporate accountability. The organization campaigns for corporate accountability and responsible business practices. They challenge the power and influence of multinational corporations and advocate for stronger relations for prevent environmental harm. And the last one is sustainable development. Friends of the Earth International promotes sustainable development practices that meet the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. They advocate for a transition to renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, and responsible consumption. And this goal reflects the organization's commitment to protecting the environment, promoting social justice, and advocate for a sustainable and equitable future for all. And now, let's proceed to the issues of the Friends of the Earth Environmental.
And here are some issues of Friends of the Earth International addresses a wide range of environmental and social justice. First is the climate change, advocating for strong action to mitigate climate change and promote renewable energy alternatives. Then the second is the biodiversity conservation, working to protect ecosystem and endangered species from habitat destruction and exploitation. Third is the pollution, campaigning against various forms of pollution including air, water and soil, contamination from industrial activities. And the fourth is the sustainable agriculture, promoting organic farming, agroecology and fair trade practices to support food sovereignty and environmental sustainable. Fifth is the deforestation, fighting against deforestation and advocating for sustainable forest management practices to preserve vital ecosystems and combat climate change.
Here are some issues of Coca-Cola. On December 1, 2022, Coca-Cola faced significant scrutiny for its plastic pollution practices. The company was named the worst plastic polluter in the world of the fifth consecutive year, despite decades of minimal progress in recycling its plastic. Coca-Cola attempted to promote its recycling efforts. This declaration highlighted Coca-Cola's ongoing struggle to effectively address its plastic pollution footprints, contributing to environmental concern and criticism from various stakeholders. The company's reputation as a major contributor to plastic pollution underscored the urgent need for improved sustainability practices in beverage industry.
And now, this is the goal of Coca-Cola's company. As of December 1, 2022, Coca-Cola's goal regarding plastic pollution is to address and mitigate its impact on the environment by implementing measures to reduce plastic waste and increase the sustainability of its packaging. Despite being named the worst plastic polluter in the world for the fifth consecutive year, Coca-Cola has committed to improving its recycling efforts and reducing its plastic pollution footprint. The company aims to increase the use of recycled materials in its packaging promote recycling initiatives, and support sustainability practices to combat plastic pollution. By setting these goals, Coca-Cola acknowledges the urgency of addressing its plastic pollution issue and demonstrates commitment to enhancing its environmental stewardship. Overall, Coca-Cola goal is to be a responsible corporate citizen that contributes positively to society while delivering value to its customers and shareholders.
The next article is all about the tragic social distance and social media assets for food tourists. Okay, so this paper examines the potential impact of the tragic social interaction instigated by spatial distance between author, reader, and business that detects tourists' geographical decision patterns. A social media asset for brands is a digital presence that encourages positive consumer responses in media communication. Using 2,129 items of author-reader business paired review data, the findings indicate the geographical proximity between the review triad has assimilated patterns to assess reviews. So what are the goals that might help environment improve their tourism? Number 1, enhance trip planning, providing tourists with information on the spatial relationships between food establishments, attractions, and accommodations can help them plan their itineraries more efficiently. Number 2, improve visitor experience. By understanding how spatial distance impacts tourists, movements, destinations can tailor this social media content to highlight nearby food options, making it easier for visitors to navigate and enjoy their culinary experiences. Number 3, those economic impact. Optimizing the spatial layout of food tourism assets and promoting it effectively on social media can attract more visitors, leading to increased spending and economic benefits for local businesses and communities.
And here are some issues that might pose several potential of this article. So first, data collection and analyzing. Gathering relevant data on spatial distance between food destination, tourist movement, and their social media attraction can be complex and require sophisticated methodologies. And second, measurement validity. Ensuring that metric used to quantify spatial distance accurately represent the actual distance and their impact on tourist experiences can be challenging. And number 3, social authenticity. Assessing the authenticity and reliability of social media content as a reflection of tourists' actual experiences can be difficult as a post can be curated or exaggerated. And the 4, privacy concern. Balancing the need for data or curious movement and interaction with privacy concerns, especially regarding the collection and use of social media data. And the 5th, generalizability. The finding from studies on this topic may have limited generalizability due to the variation in tourist preferences, destination, and social media usage pattern. And the last, policy implication. Translating research finding into actionable policies or strategies for destination management or marketing may be challenging without clear guidelines or framework.
The goals of exploitation and the use of switch shop labor typically revolve around maximizing profits, minimizing production costs for businesses. Here's a breakdown of these goals. First is cost reduction. The primary goal of using switch shop labor is significantly reduce labor costs. Switch shop pay workers very low wages, often below the minimum wage, and sometimes force them to work excessively long hours. This makes the cost of production lower, which can lead to higher profit margins for companies. Second, increased productivity. Switch shop often enforce long working hours under strict supervision to maximize output. The expectation is that by pushing workers harder, productivity will increase, leading to a greater output without proportionate increase in cost.
And the number 3 is flexibility and speed. So companies may use sweatshop to maintain flexibility in production. These labor environments often allow companies to respond quickly to fashion trends or market demands by rapidly increasing production without concerns about compliance with labor standards or worker welfare. Number 4, avoiding regulation. Exploitative labor practices can also involve circumventing labor laws that protect workers' rights. By operating in countries with less stringent regulation or by ignoring laws, companies can operate in ways that would not be permissible in more regulative environments. So the exploitation and use of sweatshop labor raise significant ethical, social, and legal concerns. They contribute to social inequality and often involves violation of human and labor rights, sparking widespread criticism and calls for reform from various stakeholders, including human rights organizations, government, and consumers.
The issues of exploitation and sweatshop labor. Exploitation and sweatshop labor are complex issues that involve the exploitation of workers, often in low-income countries, or cheap labor by corporations seeking to maximize profits. These workers are often paid very low wages, work in unsafe conditions, and have little no job security or benefits. Addressing these issues requires a combination of government regulations, corporate responsibility, and consumer awareness and activism. These workers are often paid very low wages, work in unsafe conditions, and have little no job security or benefits. Addressing these issues require a combination of government regulation, corporate responsibility, and consumer awareness and activism.
The issues faced by Jollibee companies first is competition. Jollibee competes with big multinational fast food chains like McDonald's and Burger King, which possess a challenge in maintaining market share. Second is global expansion challenges. Expanding into new markets globally requires adapting to different consumer preferences and culture, which can be complex. Third is controversies. Jollibee has faced controversies in the past impacting its reputation, such as unfounded allegations about its food quality. So last is operational consistency. Ensuring consistent quality and service across a large number of outlets, both locally and internationally, is crucial for customer satisfaction and brand reputation.
So now, this is the goal of Jollibee's company. Jollibee aims to provide tasty and affordable fast food to its customers. The company strives to excel in the product development, customer service, and marketing while maintaining a strong focus on quality and innovation. Jollibee's goal is to be a leader in the fast food industry by offering delicious meals that cater to diverse tastes.
The shift towards e-commerce and online shopping has brought both opportunities and challenges to the retail landscape. Here are some key issues associated with this transformation. Number 1, market competition. E-commerce has lowered barriers to entry, allowing more businesses to sell online. This has intensified competition, requiring traditional retailers to adapt to survive. Number 2, consumer behavior changes. Consumers now expect convenience, wider product selection, and competitive pricing. Retailers must meet these demands to remain relevant. Number 3, logistics and fulfillment. Efficient shipping and handling become critical. Managing inventory, order fulfillment, and in returns can be complex and costly for online retailers. Number 4, cybersecurity. With increased transactions online, the risk of data breaches and cyber attacks rises. Maintaining robust cybersecurity measures is essential for e-commerce platforms. Number 5, digital divide. Not everyone has equal access to the internet or digital payment methods. This can limit certain demographics' ability to participate in online shopping. And now, let us proceed to the goal of e-commerce of online shopping.
The goal of e-commerce is to reach a larger customer base, increase sales, and enhance profitability by leveraging the internet for buying and selling goods and services. The shift towards online shopping has been driven by several factors including convenience, accessibility, and changing customer behaviors. So here are some key aspects related to the goals of e-commerce that shift towards online shopping. So first is the reach more customers. E-commerce allow business to expand their beyond geographical boundaries, reaching customers globally. Second is the increased sales and revenue. By providing platform for online transaction, e-commerce aims to boost sales and generate higher revenue for business. So, the overall goal of e-commerce is to provide a convenient, efficient, and personalized shopping experience for customers by helping business expand their reach, increase sales, and adapt the changing retail landscape.
A lot of issues is very rampant in our society right now, in our world. But right now, we are going to focus on one issue, and that is the world's biggest polluter responsible for the third forest burn in Western North America. It's impossible to ignore the impact of climate change as early seasons fire range in Western Canada right now. And scientists are getting better and better at calculating the likelihood of specific event happening because of the climate change, such as the drought, the heat wave that can exacerbate fire conditions. Now, scientists are also able to pinpoint just how responsible the top polluters are of the impact of these wildfires. According to the new study published on May 16, 2023 in Environmental Research Letters, 37% of the total area of the forest burned in the western US and Canada since 1986 that can be linked in the emission of released by the world's biggest fossil fuel producers and cement manufacturers. The researcher determined by looking of the role of these companies, pollution play to creating an ever hotter the world, desire out vegetable to create carbon-based forest condition. In the past several decades, everything about the wildfires has increased. The amount of land burn, the severity of the burn, the number of the large fire, the length of the fire season, and the elevation which fire are occurring. The study found that since 1901 and 88 companies' emission helped drive nearly have heightened the risk of this more intense fire across the North America. And of course, because of this issue that we are facing right now, we have the goals that aims to inform the individuals for us to avoid this kind of issues.
Here's a breakdown of the main goals of the article. First, we have the raise awareness. The article likely aims to raise awareness about the significant impact of wildfires on West North American forest. Second, we have the highlight responsibility. It seeks to highlight the role of major polluters in contributing to the frequency and severity of wildfires in the region. Third, we have the link to climate change. By attributing a third of the burned forest to the world's biggest polluters, the article aims to draw attention the connection between carbon emissions, climate change, and environmental disasters like wildfires. Fourth, we have the advocate for action. It likely advocates for stronger environmental policies, emission reduction measures, and international cooperation to address climate change and mitigate its impact on its forest ecosystem. Fifth, and the last one, is to inform and educate. The article made to inform and educate readers about the interconnectedness of global environmental issues and urgent need for collective action to combat them. Overall, the article aims to prompt readers to consider the broader implications of carbon emissions and climate change, and to advocate for solutions to address these pressing environmental challenges.
The article that I'm going to discuss, it's all about the DTI shutdowns vape company. So before we proceed to the goals, let me tell you what is the meaning of vape company. Vape company is a business that manufactures, sells, or distributes vaping products, including electronic cigarettes or e-cigarettes, vape pens, moods, and various types of e-liquids vape juices. These companies cater primarily to individuals who use vaping devices as an alternative to smoking traditional cigarettes. Vape companies produce a range of vaping devices that heat up e-liquids to create an aerosol, which users inhale. These devices often contain nicotine, flavorings, and other chemicals. Vape companies may also offer accessories and replacement parts of vaping devices. Vape companies may also offer accessories and replacement part of vaping devices. Vape company is offer adult smokers a safer alternative to traditional cigarettes. They do selling vaping devices and e-liquids that contain nicotine but fewer harmful chemicals than cigarettes. Vape companies wants to help smokers reduce their health risk by giving or switching to vaping. Another goal of vape companies is to create appealing products to attract customers. They often introduce new flavors and design to make vaping enjoyable and satisfying. Vape company also try to build a common community around vaping, promoting it as a lifestyle choice that brings people together. Overall, the aim is to provide smokers with a better option while continuously improving their products to meet customers' needs.
The issue why the DTI shut down vape company. The Department of Trade and Industry has ordered a vape company to shut down amid allegations of illegal marketing and tax evasion. In an order issued on March 15, the DTI's Fair Trade Enforcement Bureau refrained Playback Corporation from manufacturing, importing, selling, packaging, and distributing imported vapes. The order also covers the suspension of Lilac's Vape Shop and Playback's Chief Operating Officer Lilac Sison Tayaban. The DTI said the suspension aims not only to safeguard the consuming public but also to not impede the DTI's administration and effective enforcement of the vape law and its implementing rules and regulation during the pendency of this case. Flava was charged with violating Republic Act 11900 or the Vaporized Nicotine and Non-Nicotine Products Regulation Act. The charges were filed before the DTI-FTEB on March 14. In turn, the DTI-FTEB issued a preliminary order to confiscate Flava products to prevent this disposition or tampering of evidence. All of Flava's commercial activities must immediately stop once the Manila-based business receives the preliminary order. Sum of 728 million pesos in foregone tax revenues was estimated from the alleged technical smuggling of 1.4 billion pesos worth of Flava's devices last year, according to the House Ways and Means Committee. The House panel had found that Flava had undeclared its imported vapes from China and mislabeled its ingredients as free-based nicotine. Free-based nicotine has a lower excise tax than nicotine salt, the imported vape's actual ingredient. The House also said that Flava's flavored vapes target minors, most especially on social media, another violation of RA 11900. Bureau of Internal Revenue Commissioner Romeo Lumagi Jr. said last week the agency seized 1,029 master boxes of Flava vapes with tax deficiencies totaling 75.7 million pesos from a warehouse in San Pablo City, Laguna. The BIR and the Laguna Field Unit of the Philippines National Police Criminal Investigation and Detection Group conducted the joint raid, which also led to the arrest of the two individuals who were manning the warehouse.
Impact of environmental degradation on human health. Issues. The environmental degradation poses significant threats to human health as the decline and deterioration of natural resources and ecosystem have far-reaching consequences. This essay explores the various issues associated with the impact of environmental degradation on human health. It highlights key concerns such as air pollution, water contamination, soil degradation, deforestation, climate change, and their adverse effect on well-being. Air pollution. One of the foremost issues related to environmental degradation is air pollution. Emissions from industries, vehicles, exhaust, and burning of fossil fuels release harmful pollutants into the atmosphere. Second, water contamination. The contamination of water sources due to industrial waste, untreated sewage, agricultural runoff, and improper waste disposal affect both the quality and availability of clean water. Waterborne diseases such as cholera, dysentery, typhoid, and hepatitis drive and pollution water bodies, leading to severe health problems, particularly in areas lacking access to clean water and proper sanitation. Soil degradation. The environmental degradation also includes the deterioration of soil quality through soil erosion, contamination, and depletion of essential nutrients. Reduces food security and compromises the nutritional value of crops, leading to malnutrition and related health concerns. Deforestation and biodiversity loss. The destruction of forests and loss of biodiversity disrupt ecosystem negatively impact human health. Deforestation contributes to climate change, alters weather patterns, and increases the risk of natural calamities. Additionally, the loss of natural habitats and biodiversity influences zoonotic disease transmission, leading to outbreaks of emerging infectious diseases like Ebola, SARS, and COVID-19. Climate change. Environmental degradation is closely linked to climate change, which presents numerous health risks. Rising temperatures augment the prevalence of health-related illnesses, while extreme weather events can cause injuries, displacement, and lethal health issues. Climate change also influences the spread of vector-borne diseases, outdoor diseases, particularly affect food production and exacerbates malnutrition and water scarcity.
The goal of the impact of environmental degradation on human health is to raise awareness, promote actions, and prioritize interventions and protect and improve human well-being in the face of environmental challenges. Here are some specific goals: awareness and education. The primary goal is to increase awareness among individuals, communities, and decision makers about the link between environmental degradation and human health. Prevention and mitigation. The goal is to prevent further degradation of the environmental and mitigate existing damage to minimize the impact on human health. This includes implementing policies and practices to reduce pollution, conserve natural resources. Then, health protection. The goal is to protect human health in the face of environmental challenges. This includes reducing exposure to harmful pollutions, improves access to clean air and water, promoting safe sanitation practices, and enhancing food safety and nutrition. Sustainable development. The goal is to enhance community resilience and adaptation to environmental challenges, including those related to climate change.
Primary goals of World War. First is containment of communism. The United States aimed to prevent the spread of communism and Soviet influence into other parts of the world, particularly in Europe, Asia, and Latin America. The second one is promotion of democracy. The US sought to promote democratic values and institutions as an alternative to communism ideology, advocating for free elections, human rights, and individual freedoms. The third one is protection to capitalism interests. The US worked to safeguard capitalism economic system and support alliances who shared similar economic ideologies, thereby protecting American economic interests. The fourth is expansion of Soviet influence. The Soviet Union sought to expand its sphere of influence and promote communism worldwide, aiming to establish socialist regimes in other countries and weaken Swiss-term capitalism powers. The last one is maintenance of security. Both the US and Soviet Union aim to maintain national security and prevent direct military conflict between the two superpowers, while also seeking to gain strategic advantages through military alliance, intelligent operation, and technological advancements.
The Cold War was marked by a multitude of issues, including ideological rivalry between capitalism and communism, nuclear arms race, proxy wars, espionage, geopolitical competition, division of Europe, space race, and the constant threat of nuclear conflict. These issues created a tense atmosphere of suspicion and mistrust between the United States and the Soviet Union and their respective allies, shaping global politics and international relations for much of the 20th century.
TikTok is a social media platform known for its short form videos, ranging from 15 seconds to 3 minutes in length. Launched internationally in 2017 by the Chinese company, TikTok quickly gained popularity across the globe. The platform allows users to create, share, and discover videos that are often driven by music, featuring a variety of content, including dance, comedy, education, and more. TikTok's user-friendly interface includes tools for editing and effects, enabling creative expression and interaction among its community. The app uses a sophisticated algorithm to personalize content for users, making it a highly engaging platform. TikTok remains a dominant form in social media, shaping trends and influencing pop culture globally. The primary goals of TikTok platform include fostering creativity, providing entertainment, connecting people globally, and offering a platform for self-expression through short-form video content. Additionally, TikTok aims to build a vibrant and diverse community while continuously innovating to enhance user experience and engagement.
TikTok bans explain everything you need to know. TikTok has been under fire in the US for years while raising questions about data access laws. Those concerns lead the US House of Representatives to pass legislation on March 13, 2024, requiring Chinese company ByteDance to sell off the social media app within 6 months or be banned for US stores and websites. The ban would force Apple and Google app stores, and service provider could not make it available on browser in the United States. The bill, known as Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Application Act, or HR 7521, passed the House by a 325/65 vote with overwhelming support from both Republican and Democratic lawmakers. That standalone bill was not voted on by the U.S. Senate. Under the term of the bill signed by Biden, ByteDance will have 9 months to invest itself of TikTok and find new ownership for the social media company. The president also has the power to extend the time by an additional 90 days if a deal is still in progress at the end of the 9-month period. The 9-month deadline is January 24, 2025, and if the 90 days extension is applied, the final deadline would be April 24, 2025.
This is the issues of Philippine Congress officially shut down leading cluster. The main issue discussed in the article is the shutdown of ABS-CBN, the largest broadcast network in the Philippines. After the Philippines Congress, dominated by allies of President Rodrigo Duterte, voted against renewing its broadcast franchise. This action is a part of a broader crackdown by the Duterte administration in media outlets that have criticized his policies, particularly those reporting extensively on his controversial drug war. The refusal to renew the franchise, which led to ABS-CBN ceasing its free TV and radio operations, is seen by critics as an attack on press freedom and attempt to silence dissent.
The goal of the article is to inform readers about the closure of ABS-CBN, the circumstances surrounding its shutdown, and the broadcaster implications for press freedom in the Philippines under President Duterte's administration. It seeks to provide context on the political environment influencing the decision, the reaction from various stakeholders, and the potential impact of employee and the media landscape in the country.
This article is written by Tara Strand on www.mesotelioma.com, and it is the litigation against asbestos and Johnson & Johnson. Over the past decades, thousands of victims of asbestos-related cancers, such as mesothelioma, have filed lawsuits against Johnson & Johnson, or J&J. In 2018, J&J received its first guilty verdict in an asbestos talcum powder lawsuit. The jury ruled that J&J's baby powder caused the plaintiff to develop mesothelioma, a deadly form of cancer linked in asbestos exposure. Following this initial loss, more victims have filed in one cases against J&J, with a total number of lawsuits exceeding 40,000 so far, according to the source of mesothelioma.com. J&J has paid billions of dollars in compensation to plaintiffs who have successfully sued the company over the alleged asbestos contamination in its talcum powder products. However, J&J continues to defend its product in court, maintaining that its baby powder is asbestos-free, despite the growing number of lawsuits and verdicts against the company. The asbestos litigation has become a significant legal and financial challenge for J&J, as the company faces ongoing legal battles and potential liabilities related to the alleged asbestos contamination in its talcum product. Exposing in asbestos can cause cough, sometimes containing blood, shortness of breath, chest pain, and develop swallowing, swelling to feet, weight loss, or loss of appetite. And last is fatigue.
The goal of asbestos litigation against Johnson & Johnson to inform educate readers about the story of Johnson & Johnson's alleged use of asbestos-contaminated talcum powder products, particularly their baby powder. To highlight the research that has linked asbestos-contaminated talcum powder to serious health issues like ovarian cancer and mesothelioma. To make readers aware of the thousands of lawsuits that have been filed against Johnson & Johnson by victims who develop this asbestos-related cancer. The overall purpose seems to be to raise awareness about the allegations surrounding Johnson & Johnson's products and the resulting legal actions taken by affected consumers. The article aims to provide an objective overview of the historical context, health impacts, and ongoing litigations related to this issue. The tone and content suggests the article is intended to be informative and factual, rather than overtly persuasive or accusatory. The goal appears to be present the key detail about the asbestos litigation against Johnson & Johnson in a clear and accessible way for the reader's understanding. By providing this information, the article aims to empower readers with knowledge about this important public health and legal issue involving a major consumer product company. The purpose is to inform, not to make any definitive conclusion or judgment.
Article Fraud and Economic Crimes. Fraud and economic crimes involve illegal activities aimed at gaining financial advantage through deceit or theft. These issues pose significant risk to individuals, businesses, and economics, resulting in financial losses and societal harm. Here are some specific issues surrounding fraud and economic crime. First is complexity and sophistication. Fraud schemes are becoming increasingly complex and sophisticated, often involving multiple parties, advanced technology, and intricate financial transactions, making detection and prevention more challenging. Second is cybersecurity vulnerabilities. The proliferation of digital transactions and the interconnectedness of systems create vulnerabilities to cyber attacks, data breaches, and online scams, leading to financial losses and compromised personal information. The third is insider trades. Employees with access to sensitive information or financial resources can pose significant risk. Engaging in insider trading, embezzlement, or other fraudulent activities that exploit their positions of trust within organizations. Fourth is globalization. Economic crime transcends national borders, facilitated by global financial networks, digital communication channels, and international trade, making it difficult for law enforcement agencies to track and prosecute perpetrators across jurisdiction effectively. The fifth is regulatory compliance. Regulatory
and financial reporting requirements imposes significant costs of administrative burdens and business, while failure can result in severe penalties, fines, and reputational damage. The sixth is emerging threats. Our technology involves new forms of fraud and economic crime emerge, such as cryptocurrency fraud, ransomware attack, and deepfake scams, challenging traditional methods of detectional and prevention. The next is social engineering. Fraudsters often exploit psychological tactics and manipulate human behavior through social engineering tactics such as punishing email, pretexting, and deceive individuals and those sensitive information or transferring funds. Addressing these issues requires a comprehensive approach involving collaboration among government agencies, law enforcement, regulatory bodies, financial situations, and technology providers to develop proactive strategies for fraud and economic crime effectively.
The goal of fraud and economic crime is typically to obtain financial gain through deceitful or illegal means. The primary goal of fraud and economic crime is to unlawfully obtain financial benefit or assets through deceptive means. This can involve various tactics such as embezzlement, forgery, identity theft, insider trading, money laundering, and cybercrime. The perpetrators often exploit vulnerabilities in systems, processes, or human behavior to achieve their illicit objectives. Fraudsters seek to enrich themselves at the expense of individuals, businesses, or society as a whole, causing financial losses and eroding trust in financial systems.
So I have here the issues of the negative impact of artificial intelligence on society. So first, we have the job displacement. AI automation potential threatens traditional markets, potentially leading to unemployment and underemployment, particularly for low-skilled workers, exacerbating socio-economic inequalities. So second, we have the bias and discrimination. So AI systems can perpetuate biases present in the data they are trained on, so resulting in discriminatory outcomes in areas such as hiring, lending, and criminal justice. So third, we have the privacy and security. So the vast collection and analysis of personal data by AI systems raise concerns about privacy breaches and unauthorized access, emphasizing the need for robust regulations to protect individual privacy and maintain public trust.
The fourth is ethical dilemmas. Questions arise regarding accountability, transparency, and consistency in AI decision-making, highlighting the importance of addressing ethical considerations to foster responsible AI development. The fifth is social isolation. While AI can enhance connectivity and reliance may lead to reduced face-to-face interactions, potentially contributing to social isolation and negatively impacting mental well-being. Addressing these issues regardless collaboration among policymakers, implementing robust regulations, ensure transparency and accountability, and promote inclusive AI development. The goal is to shape an AI-powered world that is fair, ethical, and mindful of well-being of all its members.
The goal of Sid Haider Hussein's article seems to be to raise awareness about the potential negative impacts of artificial intelligence or AI on society and to encourage stakeholders to address these challenges proactively by highlighting issues such as job displacement, bias and discrimination, privacy and security concerns, ethical dilemmas, and social isolation. The article aims to foster discussion and collaboration among policymakers, researchers, and industry experts to mitigate these negative effects and ensure that AI technology is developed and deployed in a responsible and ethical manner.
The impact of COVID-19 on the Philippines economy. In January 2020, the country's first COVID-19 case was recorded, and by March, the country had been placed under a strict community quarantine, restricting mobility and commercial activity. The pandemic caused the Philippines economy to decline to its lowest level since World War II, with GDP decreasing by 9.5% in 2020. It's the worst drop since records began in 1947, and it's also the first time the economy has shrunk since 1998, when it contracted by 0.5% when the tightest lockdown was implemented in the second quarter of 2020. GDP fell as low as 16.9%.
The Philippine aspiration to hit upper middle income country status were derailed by the COVID-19 pandemic. But economic planners remain optimistic that this target can be achieved by 2025. If a new era of global political and economic rebalancing is taking place, there are clear internal challenges and international economic opportunities for the Philippines to navigate. The Philippine economy grew by 5.7% in 2023. The International Monetary Fund recently reported that the Philippine economy had rebounded strongly from the COVID-19 pandemic despite disrupted supply chains, inflation pressures, and dampened tourism revenues.